the calipers, Brady. We gotta measure this.
Yeah. Yeah, 30% body fat yet?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Probably like 25. No big deal.
25. Yeah.
25. Yeah.
What are you weighing now? Have you broke 150 yet?
Uh, Not yet. I saw
Not.
149 though. 149 like low 149, but 149.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like,
So we actually just got some new ice cream cakes in the freezer that we're gonna be pounding at night.
there you go.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Dude,
How have you
I've
been,
been
dude?
eating so. I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good. I've been eating so much. This week, I've had like, I don't know what happened, but my body just like picked everything up a notch. And so I've had to eat cheat meals
Mm,
so that I don't lose weight. Um,
interesting.
so when I check in with Nick on Thursday, we'll probably make an adjustment. But like over the last couple days, I've eaten like 4,000 calories in cheesecake.
Yeah.
I just had like 1,500 calories in sushi.
Nice.
I uh
Very nice.
I had a bunch of I had a bunch of enchiladas the other day. Like I'm shoveling
The
food
cows are
just
going
to
in.
yeah, just to try and like see an increase. And like
Uh-huh.
my body comp is looking better. I woke up the other day with an extra set of abs and I was like, this is wrong.
Hey.
I'm like,
Okay.
"Look," we're going the wrong direction here.
Huh.
But yeah, I thought I was gonna very gracefully walk into the 200s
Mm.
and it's fighting me now.
Wow.
I'm
So have
like
you lost a little bit, or have you just kind of maintained?
I am very, very, very slowly gaining because I'm eating so much.
Okay. Cool. Well, good shit.
Yeah. It's like 0.2 of a pound at a time. So I'll still do like half a pound a week,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess sounds normal to most people. Um, but I've been gaining a lot faster than that. And then when you take into consideration everything that I've eaten over the last like 2 weeks, I should be way heavier than I am.
Mm.
And I don't know what's going on. It's weird.
Could be like there might be like a little lag effect going on here.
Maybe I'm gonna wake up and be like 8 pounds
Yeah,
heavier
you're gonna wake up
because
and
of
your abs are gonna be gone. You're gonna be like, what?
I'll be like, no.
Straight to your thighs, Brady. Straight to your thighs.
I wish,
Yeah.
dude. I'm determined. I'm gonna be a freak. That's
Yeah.
what's gonna happen.
Yeah, dude.
I talked with Nick the other night where I was trying to figure out what poundage for all the main lifts would certify me as a freak in the natural world.
Mm.
And so now I've got my goals for the next 12 months.
Yo, let's hear him.
All right. So I get to be a certified freak if I RDL 5 plates for 5 plus. So
Five
I'm like,
plates, 5 plus.
yeah, all of these weights are for 5 or more repetitions.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so 5 plates, I know I'm gonna crush that one.
You're pretty close to that. What are you at right now?
I'm gonna do 4.5 on my next leg day.
Okay. Like
So
for like 4 to 6.
6
Cool.
for probably 6.
Cool.
Um, yeah, so we're gonna crush that goal.
Nice. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm gonna see if I can have 5 plates by about May.
Damn. Okay.
Um, and then a 405 front squat. That one's gonna be hard, but I think I can get close.
Okay. 405
Um,
front.
yeah, that's gonna be nuts.
Yeah,
I
dude.
was honestly, when I was thinking about these numbers in my head, I was thinking he was gonna say a 5 plate front squat and a 6 plate RDL, but he
You
didn't.
would be like Superman.
Yeah,
That'd be intense. That's like freaky freak, dude. The
yeah,
freakiest of
that'd be
freaks.
freaky freak.
That'd be really
I was
freaky.
actually, I was pleasantly surprised to hear that I didn't have to chase a 6-plate RDL yet.
Yeah.
And a 5-plate front squat wouldn't have happened. Not in the next year.
I don't think so. Yeah, unfortunately, as much
Right.
as strong as I do think you really are, though, you are mad strong, Brady. But yeah, 5 plates is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
5 plates would be pretty crazy.
Yeah, that would be
Um,
insane.
yeah, and then a
Not out of the realm of
4-plate.
possibility, though. I'm sorry.
No, it could be achieved. Maybe with some knee wraps.
Yeah,
I think that's when Nick said I could use him.
yeah.
um, but a 4-plate row,
Damn,
which I'm pretty sure I'll crush that too.
I think you'll crush that.
Um, I think I did 335 for 9.
Damn.
So yeah, I'm chasing that one pretty hard.
Yeah,
4-plate row would be pretty cool.
that would be dope.
I already get way too many people that look at me when I'm doing rows.
Dude, when you set up for your row and people are like, "Oh, look at this dude. He's gonna
Oh, he's gonna
deadlift this
deadlift.
like
Nice.
he's gonna deadlift and he's probably gonna look like doo doo." And then you like row it and people are like,
Yeah, that's good times. That's
"Yeah,
fun
it
stuff.
is good times." Yeah, I can't wait to get more weight on my RDL on my row,
Yeah,
so I can
man,
do
it's
that.
coming. It's
Yeah,
coming as you eat.
yeah,
As you keep
yeah.
getting heavier.
I'm interested in some speculations for my numbers too. I haven't gotten to talk to Nick about that stuff, but maybe we could like
Yeah, we can
talk
talk
about
about
some.
it today.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be
I
dope.
can give you some goals.
Yeah, let's go.
And then both of my pressing movements, incline and overhead, 3 plates. Yeah, those honestly, of all of them, I think those 2 are going to be the ones that I have the hardest time with.
Yeah, the pressing.
Yep,
My pressing is also
I
my
have a
weakest though.
really hard time with pressing
Mm.
and just like progressing my pressing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like
Progressing
it's
pressing.
like all of my pressing movements, I have to progress like 2.5s at a time,
Mm.
and all of my leg movements, I can progress like 10s at a time.
Yes.
And or in the case of front squats, like half a plate at a time.
Yes.
Not anymore. I don't expect that to be my jumps anymore. It'll probably be 10s, 5
Yeah,
or
you
10s.
jumped a decent amount between that last one and like 315 anyways.
Dude, in 2 weeks, I jumped like 80 pounds.
Yeah, I know you told me that. That's kind of what I did with
Yeah,
my row. Like you just kind of
right.
did it, right? You were just like, all right, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It was like,
yeah,
you know what? It's time to just fucking do it.
yeah, exactly.
What what always helps me mentally with my front squat is the fact that my RDL is so heavy. I'm like, well, I can hold this in my hands, but my body can do it.
Hmm.
So I'm just gonna put it on the front of me and do it anyway,
Yeah,
right?
and do it this way.
And do it right and do it this way. Yeah, because I was along with Calvin and I's RDL competition, which is turning into like an entire team RDL competition. It's,
Really,
dude, everyone
I haven't
wants
really
in.
been
It's
in the
awesome.
chat too much either. I will
Oh, you
admit.
gotta watch it. It's just it's so funny. Every single person that comes in, they end up hearing about it. Or I've had a couple of guys that have now joined the team that had talked to Calvin and I beforehand because they saw Calvin and I were always talking with each other on our
Yeah,
posts, like, and they wanted in.
yeah, that's hilarious.
I'm like, man,
So funny.
like it's going to be like the Coliseum in here.
Yo, seriously, dude. An
But
RDL competition.
yeah, it's just a giant RDL competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. But aside from who can do the heaviest for the most, we also had this little side conversation of, well, who can do 315 for the most reps?
Oh my God. Yeah.
And
Nick.
we've both made it to 18.
Wow.
Yeah. And dude, it's just like my muscles stop working.
Yeah.
I can do it. I feel good. And then I have like 2, 3 reps and everything stops working. It's insane. But
Wow.
yeah, it's a It's a good time.
I'm gonna get 315 in my hands pretty soon, Brady.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. I
It's
told
gonna
you.
happen.
I told you. We talked about that the other night.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
time. You
So do
make
you think I should touch it the next time, or you think I should touch it in 2 sessions?
315 or 295.
295. 295 next, right?
295 next. After that, check and see, how your reps went. You might need a session or two there. And then put 300 in your hands so that you can kind of have that mental acceptance of having 300 pounds in your hands. Um, and then you'll be close to going after 3 plates.
Okay, word. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were on the side of just like yeah, just 315's coming next session, or if you
No,
were
no, no,
like, yeah,
no.
okay. I was just making sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll still need to progress it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think you can take bigger jumps than you are.
Yeah. I think that's
You
exactly
know,
what I need is someone kind of telling me like what I can
like
do, what I'm
yeah,
capable of doing, because I definitely short myself, especially when it comes to stuff like this.
yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your form holds up really well.
Yeah.
You
And
know how to handle yourself.
yeah, exactly.
So
I've, especially after the row, I'm definitely like trusting myself a little bit more. My pressing
yeah,
though, my God, my pressing needs work.
dude,
But
pressing is so hard.
yeah, it really is. It
It's
really
so
is
hard,
hard. Yeah. There's like only so much muscles there.
right? It's like I I think I was doing a set of incline last week, and I literally got a quad pump while doing incline because I was trying to brace through the floor so hard.
Yeah.
And I finished the exercise and my quads were more pumped than my chest was. I'm like, what the hell is going
Yeah.
on? There's
It's not what
there's so much bracing is so weird with pressing movements.
I don't. You guys take a lot of breaths with your pressing movements, like you and Nick. I mean, maybe not you, but Nick does. Nick will take a few, especially like even sometimes on like the down before he like
Hmm.
braces back up. Like sometimes I just take like one big breath and I just do it. I know I take like a couple like at the top maybe if I need it.
Yeah, when I'm pushing my top sets, um, I definitely take more time to breathe than I do my down sets. Um, just because like to to do my top sets, I have to have everything perfect,
Yeah.
or else it just won't happen for me. Whereas with my down sets, I'm far more comfortable at that weight, and so I'm a little bit more free flowing with it, I suppose.
Hmm.
With my top sets, I brace extra hard, I suppose. Um, but yeah, no, actually, kind of taking that tip from Nick, where not necessarily taking all of your breath at the top, but kind of taking it in as you're coming down, really actually helped me a lot.
Really?
Yep.
All right, word.
Yeah. It I don't know if it made it so that pulling the bar down just like made more sense, like it came with my breath
Hmm.
instead of breathing and being fully braced at the top and then changing, where the weight was being positioned.
Mm.
It just it made more sense for me as I breathe all the way in on the way down, and then I'm fully braced, and then I'm completely opposing that action and pushing back up.
Yeah, like that's
So
what it looks like is happening.
right,
Especially you can really see it on Nick. It's like wow.
yeah,
Word.
yeah,
So Brady, could you bring us through the way that you like normally brace for like an overhead press and kind of like what you feel and like the cues that you usually have?
yeah. They've changed a little bit recently because I'm trying to fix something. So this cue might not work. Some of these cues might not work for everybody. Um, but probably to start, I always start at my feet. So, you sit into your bench. First of all, your bench is not going to be a perfect 90 degrees. If you try and overhead press with your bench being a perfect 90 degrees, you're just shooting yourself in the foot, because you're going to have to come down around in front of your face, and that's putting all of the load out in front of you. So you probably want your bench more at like an 80 degrees, roughly. That way you can kind of come down on your shelf, your upper shelf. For those that are listening, basically that's your shoulders, upper chest. You want to be able to come down straight to that without your face being in the way. So set your bench angle so that that's possible. So now back to your feet. You're sitting in your bench. I essentially think of it as if I'm trying to do a leg extension through the floor. So that's pushing me back into the bench. And then my shoulders are pulled back, they're retracted. And then I don't want to say arch as much. It's not.
You extend.
Yeah,
I
I extend at the upper chest. So think, I push my chest up to make more of that shelf.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily think arch, because when a lot of people think arch, they really push out their lower back, which is just going to, it's really strenuous in an overhead press to do that, because you're just then compacting your lumbar while you're trying to do a press. And that doesn't feel good, I promise you. So once you're set up structurally, you will, I always take a big breath first before even unracking. So breathe into your stomach. That's probably the most important cue I can give anybody for overhead press, is breathe into your stomach, not your chest. And then before you ever even unrack the weight, and this goes for all pressing movements, try to feel about 90% of that weight push you back into the bench before you give it that final 10% to unrack. Something that really throws off a lot of people when they're going to press, especially if they're newer, is they'll just try and unrack a weight super quick, and it kind of shocks them, or it throws them out of place on their bench with their bracing. So try and really feel the weight before you ever unrack it. That way it's just a calm extra 10% to come off, and then you're in full control of the weight. So once you've done that, make sure you're positioned overhead. You feel comfortable where you are on the bench. You're feeling it push you back down into the bench. If you feel like you're floating on the bench, you really need to figure out what is happening. Likely it has to do with what you're doing with your legs. And now going through the press, at this point you've probably released your initial breath. And so take another breath. And this is now how I do it. Everybody's going to have a slightly different breathing pattern. So you kind of have to find what's optimal for you. I prefer to take 2 breaths before I actually start my initial descent. So breathe into the stomach, breathe back out, breathe back in, breathe back out just a little bit, probably half a breath on that second one. And then I start descent, and I start breathing into my stomach. Once I've hit my lowest point where I'm going to go, I essentially think about all of that air into my stomach, tightening it up and pushing it into my chest so that I can push back upwards. It's almost like an airbag. So you breathe into your stomach, and then you'll tighten up, and it'll push all that air into your chest and your upper shelf, and it's going to help you direct the force back upwards. The cue that I've been working on, because especially when I get tired, I start to let the direction that I push when I go back up starts to drift forward in front of me. And that's just because I haven't really paid attention to my external rotation at the shoulder. So I always think about trying to drive my elbow under the bar. And that's really my cues on overhead press. That was my entire setup and how my reps go.
I like that. That was a really
Yeah.
dope setup, dude. Thank you. Thanks for bringing us
Yeah.
through that.
Um, so if you haven't overhead pressed, maybe give it a shot.
Try that.
Try that exactly. Listen to this while you're setting up
And
for overhead press.
go. Nice.
Um, yeah. So pressing is kind of complicated.
I think I think that needs to be like said though, like all of these movements are complicated. Like you're supposed to
Very.
literally be, I mean, ideally you want all of this. I know that Brady just like walked us through an entire like encyclopedia there, but like that all happens in like an instant and he doesn't even really have to think
Yeah.
about any of this stuff anymore. And that's pretty much the point where you should be at with all of these lifts, where you've like microed so hard on all these little things that you've gotten so good at them that now they're just second nature, and you can just use them as tools in your tool belt to help you press mad weight like Brady's doing.
Yeah. So those things specifically are what I think about in my warm-ups. That is what my warm-ups are for. They're there to make sure that weight doesn't suddenly feel 2 times as heavy, and they're there to ensure that all of my cues and movement patterns are working correctly.
Yeah.
And as soon as I have a rep that goes perfectly to plan, I'll rack it and move up in weight. And basically, that's how I move through my warm-ups.
Yeah.
I will, if I only need to do 1 rep on a warm-up, and when I do that 1 rep, it feels perfect. That's all I'm gonna do. I don't need to do another one.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause it's not there to tax me. It's there to ensure that I'm going to be able to do the movement properly when it comes time to give it 110%.
Yeah. Yep. I think we've said that multiple times where like that's like the one of the bigger things I see with warm ups. It's just over warming up, overdoing it.
Yeah. Yep. Over overtaxing yourself before you actually hit any of your working sets.
Yeah, before like you're just like warmed up and ready for the load, you've already like fatigued yourself and kind of put yourself in the hole a little bit,
Yeah.
taken away from the working sets that you could be like really performing on. So yeah. Well, good stuff,
Yep.
dude. Good stuff.
What are your main lifts? Let's get you some numbers.
Yeah,
Actually, first
let's
thing,
get back into some
how
numbers.
yeah, how projected, how long is your off season?
Oh,
This will
like
help
two
determine some
years, dude.
numbers.
Like 2 years.
2 year. Oh, we got
Yeah,
24 months of growth.
like
Oh,
2 years.
dude, that made it sound like it
Honestly,
was
Brady, wait, what? How far away are you from being on stage?
um probably about a year and a half. I've
Okay.
got 12 months roughly of off season, so all of 20, and then probably once 22 comes around, I'll start prep for 20 weeks,
Okay. All right, word.
16, 20 weeks. Yeah. So,
I'm probably gonna have to touch base with Nick, but he's probably gonna say 2 years.
probably,
Yeah,
at least.
this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. But, I think it'll be good for you.
I think so too.
So here's the thing, right? You could step on stage exactly as you are.
Yeah.
It kind of comes down to what are you going to be happy stepping on stage with? What do you want your first look to be like?
Yeah.
You know, and that will decide for you
I
how long
enjoy
you
what I
have.
have right now, but it's not what I'm looking to have on stage anytime soon because
Yeah.
I think we've got a lot more to cook. So
Dude, you have so much. You have
we've
so
got
much.
a lot more to cook.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
could you could put on some crazy size
Yeah.
and your shape is so ridiculous.
Thank you.
Like, yeah.
If we could just get to like the 170s, 180s, we'll be looking pretty nice, I think. That'd be nice. That'd be really
Like
good.
on stage or off season?
Um, I mean, short term, just off season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. On stage, that's pretty big.
On stage, that's pretty big. Yeah. Yeah. It'd
That's
have to be
pretty, especially
like
from where you are right
190s
now.
coming down. Yeah. 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 For sure.
Yeah.
All right, dude. So, all right. So I think we already know the 315 RDL. That's gotta happen.
That will definitely happen.
So are we gonna
Okay,
surpass
that
that?
is
We're
not
just surpassing that.
yes
All right.
by
I'm
a long
excited
shot.
to hear
In
what
two
you got.
years,
Okay. Okay, definitely not in 2 years.
okay, let's just say for 21. We'll do a year.
Okay. All right.
We'll
A
plan for
year.
a year.
Okay. And these were your projections, right? In a year? I have your
Any
projections over here in my spreadsheet, of
dude.
course. Went hardcore.
So they aren't those projections are what would make me a freak.
True. Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Yeah. That's getting freaky.
I think hmm,
I think you could do some of these though.
I
Like
think I
relatively,
could
I
do.
think
I
you can do
think
the
I can
RDL
do the top
relatively
three.
soon, and the
Yeah.
row.
Yep.
Your
I think
pressing
I'll front
you might
squat it.
struggle with a little bit, like you
Right.
said.
Yeah. I think I'll have the top three. Honestly, I think my RDL will be heavier than that.
I do too.
Um,
I do too by the end of the year.
yeah. Um, I think my pressing. It would be cool if I can press 275 for both.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, um, we'll see how my incline comes along. So I did 235 for 6.
That heavy.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Very cool.
We'll see how it goes.
Definitely doable, dude.
But yeah, I think the top three I can do. RDL, I'm definitely planning to absolutely destroy that number. Um,
Yeah.
and then the bottom two, I'm just gonna chip away and see what I can manage to do. You know, I'll be happy if I can do 275. But if 3 plates somehow happens, that'd be pretty sick too.
Oops.
I don't know. We'll see what progression looks like,
Yeah.
because my pressing comes in like spouts where I'll have like a month where I make a ton of progress, and then I just fucking bang my head against the wall at that same weight for 2 months at a time.
Mm.
So we'll see how things go.
Yeah.
Um,
That's how I
I
feel with
think,
front squats.
dude, they take so much time
They really
to get
do.
to work correctly.
Yeah. Once you took that
It's
plate out
just,
from underneath you, though, didn't things kind of click a
dude,
lot better?
yeah, things clicked a ton better.
Yeah, same for me as
It just
well.
like, yeah, it just like made sense.
Yeah, much better, much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll come along.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of the front squat, and why it's so hard to progress it, especially when you're new to the movement, is just confidence with it.
Yeah.
Um, it it's so weird how demoralizing the front squat is. And so adding big weight onto it just it'll kind of tear you up.
Yeah.
Um, one thing that helped me is I just got super comfortable failing it.
I was just about to say you've been failing recently,
Yeah, is
which makes you like pretty confident with it.
I got super confident just like dropping a front squat, which is it's so funny because it's so easy to just like drop out a
Fail.
front
Yeah. Yeah,
squat.
because you're just
You
like,
literally just
okay, I'm
lean
done.
forward.
Yeah.
You take your hands off the bar and it just falls forward.
Yeah.
So it's a really easy one to gain confidence in failing. And
Mhm.
then once you do that, you kind of just turn on like psycho mode for a couple of minutes and just try it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just go at it.
That's the best way I can explain it is you kind of just have to turn into a different human
Mm-hmm.
because nothing about a front squat is comfortable.
No, dude, it's like crushing your windpipe. Like even
Yeah,
like I don't even have like a lot of weight on my neck, but like just that alone is like crushing your windpipe, and you're already like shot by the end of it. You can't
yeah,
breathe.
yep,
You're trying to fold forward, and you're like trying to not fold forward. It's a pretty
yeah.
uncomfy lift for sure.
It is a very uncomfortable lift, but that's why it's so badass.
Yeah,
It's so cool seeing people front squat like stupid amounts of weight.
no one does it either.
No. But yeah, like one of the things that I'm trying to get away from, but I just keep doing it because it's allowing me to front squat when I'm front squatting, is I actively think about pushing the bar with my hands,
Okay.
like backwards.
Hmm.
Um, and that's simply because I just don't have enough mobility through my lats, or my lats are too tight, um, to really just comfortably sit up like this, right?
Yeah.
And and then squat.
Mm-hmm.
So in my front squat, one of my cues is push. In the way that I set up with my thumbs under the bar, right? So I'm in this position. And then when I push up, my thumbs wedge the bar back up so it doesn't slide forward on me,
Cool. Cool.
which then lifts my elbows.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Um, and so that's just kind of what works for me.
Word. Thumb. Double
Together,
thumb? Thumb
together.
together. Thumb
Yeah,
together. Dove. Dove grip.
yeah.
Is that is this, do we have a name for this? Rebel strikes again grip, dove grip? I don't know.
uh, yeah, I'll just take a video and kind of walk you through it.
Yeah. I could
Um,
see it. For those of you guys who can't see it, it kind of reminds me of like that scene from Napoleon Dynamite when he's like flying with the dove like in the air.
of all things to pick.
Yeah. That's a good grip though.
Um,
That's interesting.
yeah, basically,
I do
easiest way
something
to do
very
it.
similar. I just cross over though. No thumbs.
Yeah, so when I cross, it gives me no leverage to push
Hmm.
up against the bar.
Okay.
And so when I do that, my elbows drop down. And if my elbows drop down, I have a harder time
You get
staying
credit.
protracted, which drops all the platform for the front squat.
Yeah.
So
Word.
if I'm like this, basically what you're doing, especially for anybody that's listening, um, make two fists and then touch your knuckles together so that your palms are facing each other. And then what you're gonna do is you will hook your thumbs under the bar, which will lift your elbows up. That's it.
Boom.
Yep.
I'll try
So
that.
that's how I front squat. It does demand a little bit more um, lat looseness. That's not the right word.
Lat looseness. Damn.
um, lat mobility.
Fair enough.
Sure, you do need. um, but that's why I do so much hanging stuff.
Mm.
Um, so I guess I don't really talk about this much outside of the team, but a super huge part of my training and warm ups now, I do some form of hanging almost every single session,
Every
and
single session, yeah.
every single session now. And basically, I go through three different positions. I'll hang pronated, and then I'll hang neutral, and then I'll hang supinated. And basically, for one, I can't hang supinated first, um, because I literally cannot rotate that far.
Mm.
Um, so that's kind of the pattern that I work through, and it helps loosen up my lats. I hang, and then while I'm hanging, I actually twist my hips,
Okay.
which helps loosen up a little bit more. I sway side to side a little bit. Basically, anything to stretch out the lats, I'll go through. Anterior and posterior pelvic tilt.
Cool.
Um, Basically, and I work through every function. I'll go through protraction, retraction, all while I'm hanging
Hmm.
in each of these positions, and it has been a huge part of my recent success in almost all of my lifts.
Cool.
Just because it's helped me gain so much function.
I also agree because I've been doing the overhand hang as well, and it's
Yep.
definitely freed some range. Like I've definitely noticed some range of motion freed up in my
Yeah.
shoulders, for sure.
Yeah. Start doing supinated ones.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
that one's crazy. That's
I haven't run through them yet like that, so I
yeah.
will run through them.
I started doing supinated ones because I was having an issue with my bicep tendon that goes through the subacromial space. It was, inflamed in there, and so everything was super tight. And so if I hung supinated, it kind of stretched everything back out through there, and kind of helped clear it up. So really, it was just part of my rehab, and I've just kept it in since.
Cool. That's
So
nice.
yeah,
And it's gone now.
and it's gone now.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So highly, highly, highly recommend hanging. It sounds super basic,
It
but it
sounds
is so
overrated, but
helpful.
yeah, it actually is
Yeah,
really helpful.
so helpful. You'll feel a little bit silly. It's part of the reason actually why my new training look is I always have my shirts tucked in. Is
Because it
because
comes up above,
I hang from a bar for so long and my shirt just like kind of rides
rides
up.
up. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. So I just tuck all of my shirts in now. It's a look,
Yeah,
I'm
it's a fashion statement.
it's like being back in the golden era,
Yeah. Yeah.
back in the 90s.
You gotta get the toe shoes on, bro. Then you'll really be like a fashion statement.
I was talking about it. I might transition that way.
I have a couple peeps that have actually transitioned to them,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool. Yeah.
It's a whole cult.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I've
Like
thought
the
about it. I don't know. I've been rocking the same Converse for like 5 years now, so
truth. It was only a game changer in the gym for me, honestly. I wouldn't just like I'm not that guy that like goes for a 5 mile hike in them and then like goes and tells all of his friends that he just did a 5 mile hike in those shoes because they're so good for
right.
him. Yeah.
Right.
Even
Yeah.
though it probably is good for you, but I'm not gonna be that guy that's like preaching them. It's only for lifting, I swear.
Yeah. Oh, crap. By the way, welcome back to the Weekly Anabolic, everybody. This is episode 12.
Oh yeah.
It's just your boys here, and we're talking through some stuff today. We've hit a lot of tangents already, but
Truth.
we're covering the more normal bullshit. So,
Yeah. Welcome back.
welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thanks for joining us, and yeah, we're gonna keep on going. But
All right.
I have to do that for formality.
Yes, of course. Otherwise, we'll
All
be
right.
demonetized and
Yes, demonetized. Just kidding, everybody. We're not monetized.
delisted.
we make 0 cents from this.
Also true. Yeah.
We do it because it's fun.
I would take the fun out of it though if we started getting paid.
Yeah. All right. Okay, now we're gonna do this segment that I wanted to do.
Oh yeah, we didn't even do that.
Yeah, I know, dude. We started all over the place.
True.
We're 40 minutes in.
We will be better for you guys. Don't worry. We're working on it.
There was good stuff in the beginning, so I wanted to talk through it all. We still got to go through your numbers. All right, we'll do that right after we do
Yeah.
this.
We've got some great listeners.
Yeah. All right. So this is a new segment that I want to add in here that we'll probably do right at the beginning. We're just gonna call it best thing, worst thing, and so we're each gonna go through the best thing that happened to us in the gym this week, and the worst thing that happened to us in the gym this week. You can do either first.
Okay. The worst thing that happened to me in the gym, okay. So in the past 7 days has definitely been my lack of sleep, and it kind of hitting my performance a little bit for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like while I'm in there, and I don't know if it's the bangs that I've been drinking also from the gym,
Dude.
but because I ran out of pre-workout. But
Oh, right.
check this out. My last 2 workouts, I found more of the hostility. There's like 2 scoops, or there's like 1 scoop in the bottom. So I was like, oh, a half scoop.
Oh my
And I took a
God.
half scoop, and then I had really good workouts. So I wasn't
Yeah,
sure if it was like the bang and just like the really bad
maybe.
I'm not that I'm like shitting on bang or anything, but like it's just not the
Yeah,
same. It's not a great pre-workout comparison to like an actual pre-workout powder that
yeah.
you would
A
that
well
you could,
designed pre for
yeah,
sure.
exactly. Something that's like well thought out. This is like mass produced in a can and like probably like wreaking havoc on my innards. Okay,
Yeah,
anyways,
definitely.
so yeah, the workouts were not that hot, just because of the lack of sleep, and then um, one of the best thing that happened to me, is that I started getting more sleep in the past couple days, and my past lift, the last lift I had, my upper body day was actually a really good day, and I hit some PRs. Um, on pretty much everything, which was really cool. So
Nice.
yeah,
Why weren't you sleeping?
that was bad. That was being bad. That's
All
true.
right. Well, we can leave it at that.
It was good. I was good, but it was bad. It should not
It
have
was
been up.
bad.
Okay, it was bad. It should not have been up.
All right. I'm also gonna start with my worst thing that happened. So, man, this one really got me this week. There were 2 days in a row that I drank my pre-workout, went into the gym, did all of my warm-up movements, and then waited over an hour for a rack.
Damn,
Yeah.
that
Uh,
aggravates me.
the very first day it happened, I actually just left the gym. I waited. I think I waited. It was close to 70, 80 minutes,
Dude,
and
why?
I just walked out. I was like, fuck it. I'll come back
Why?
tomorrow and do this session. I was all hyped for the session too.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, it
How did that happen? You just weren't able to like ask the guy or girl that
uh
was on there?
so they were doing squats and I needed to do incline press.
Uh,
And those ones you can't really work in very well.
yeah.
Um and on their squats, they were doing it had to be like German volume training. It was ridiculous.
How many more sets
I
you got? 10.
I I I, I was so mad. I was fuming on my way out the gym. I ended up posting a story on my Instagram. I was
Dude.
like I was like public service announcement, if you do German volume training in a gym with minimal racks, you're a fucking asshole. I went off and
Bro.
then I went in the next day to try and do the same session, and I still waited probably almost an hour for a rack. But I was like, I have to do this session. I can't
Dude,
not do it.
dude.
Uh,
I don't know, man. Oh my
but
God, that's crazy. That's a lot of time to wait.
yeah, it was a long time,
That is a
dude.
long. How many
It
racks
made
do
the
you guys have?
lifts.
Do you answer that?
Hmm?
How many racks do you guys have?
Two,
Just two.
just two,
There's
and
your prop.
one of the racks, one of the racks I can't incline press in. I actually don't like to use that rack at all because it's super light
Mm,
and so it will tip over.
yeah, yeah. I
Um,
like um your little
yeah,
rack that you can press off of. That's very
yeah,
nifty. The
the
power,
little
the power
the
rack
monolift
thing.
attachments.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, they're so nice. Game
yeah.
changer for sure.
Very. Yeah, we actually have some at my gym. I'm like
Start using them,
considering
man.
using them. Yeah.
Because like one of the biggest bottlenecks in my pressing for a while was just getting it off the fucking pins.
It is, dude.
It's
A
like it's
lot,
so hard
dude. Some of my
because
clients have issues with that too.
you're pressing backwards.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, the monoliths were huge,
Hmm.
huge for my pressing. Um, but yeah, and then the second day, I went in there, and I still couldn't use the rack that I normally use. I had to use the rack that I can't use. So really, I was incline pressing outside of the rack.
Yeah.
which really, oh, that bothers me because
That
I
brings you
can't.
back to the basement.
It does, and I can't set up any safety stuff so that if I can't get it up, I'm just like fucked.
Yeah.
And the rack moves. I was I was warming up. I went to rack it, and the whole rack pushed backwards. I was
Throw
like,
beer behind it.
this is how I fucking die. I
Yeah. This is how
I
I.
I grabbed 235 dumbbells and just like placed them on the rack,
Yeah. Yep.
and then it didn't move. But it's, you know, this sounds so entitled, I suppose. But I've been benching inside of a cage for so long that benching outside of a cage, it was terrifying.
Really. I
I was
mean,
like,
dude, you're messing with some heavier weight too, though.
it, I've gotten so used to having like the surrounding of the cage and
Mhm.
having, part of that all be part of my cueing, like what I look at and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so being outside, like I felt very open,
Yeah.
which made me feel less secure.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, we still pressed a PR that day, so it was
Yeah.
cool.
There you go. Yeah.
We still
I
get
do
it
get what
done,
you're saying, though.
even when shit's not perfect, we still get it done.
Yeah.
You
We still
know,
get it done. We still get it done. Yeah.
um, my best thing to happen this week. Mm. Um, Man, there was a lot of good things that happened this week. I I already yelled 445 just because Calvin did it. he, he decided to do 445 just to see if he could do it. And I was like, well, now I got to do it.
Yeah.
And so I did it. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go up next week.
Good job.
after and that was after I'd done 425 for like the past like 4 weeks. I just hopped 20 pounds and was like, oh, I can go up again.
You said, oh, okay, I got it. I got it.
Oh, I'm all
All
right.
right. I'm alive.
Um, wow. And then, dude, my barbell rows felt so good this week. They had like, I've been playing around with my hand position a ton
Mm.
on my rows, and I think my last session, I got it. Like
Got
it
it.
was spot on. I had the stupidest back pump ever. Like it was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I've had a really hard time connecting like my lower lats. And then that session it was just like bam, right there. Like first set fired up like gold and felt massive. Like I had freaking
Felt
slabs.
massive. Yeah. You had some slabs of filet mignon
Right.
just hanging from your
It's
armpits.
just like I don't know, like the connection was just like spot on. It was so cool.
Cool.
I
Cool.
ended up doing 3 sets of barbell rows just because it felt really good.
Because it felt that
Like,
good.
like I did 335, and then I did 315, and then I did a set at like
Mhm.
225, like stupid slow.
Yeah, stupid nice though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like really, like pauses everywhere,
Mm. Yeah. Everywhere.
everywhere.
Pauses in the movement.
Yeah.
Moving pauses.
um, so those were good things, but I also can't leave out, you know, rocked the 315 front squat again after last week. It kind of stumped me. Um, Last week I did 2, and I just like didn't have the mind space for it. But then this week I did 4 again, and that fifth, the fifth is right there. I know I've got it. I just kind of gave up on the rep too soon, which is kind of the downside to knowing you can just fail.
Mm.
Is that
Yeah.
sometimes you'll give in to failing too early
Yeah.
because you'll be like, I can just fucking set it down.
Yeah. You just brought me so hard back to cross country, like on my like eighth mile, and I'm like, I could just like pretend to break my ankle and like roll in this ditch like right now. I felt that, Brady. I felt that.
I could just quit.
Yeah.
Um,
I could just not do this right now.
yeah, so definitely the next breakthrough in my front squats is going to be committing to not failing again. Right. I took the time to learn to fail, which is
Mhm.
good, and now I need to recommit to I either do this or I die, sort of thing. So we're getting there. Yeah. I went for the 5th this time, which I didn't last time.
Good.
And I got halfway up, and then I just stopped moving. Yeah. I was like, I was like, I think I'm gonna dump it.
Yeah. Weird. Yeah, I think a lot of people need to get more comfy with failing and failure and learning how to fail like safely,
Right. Yeah. Learning how to properly fail is pretty big.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's
Some of my clients prefer fatigue.
Fatiguing, yes.
Fatigue, yes, the final fatigue.
I have maximally fatigued.
Maximum fatigue, yeah.
Max fatigue-ish
is happening.
Yes. All right. Anyway, so that was fun. We'll have some more good and bad things next week.
Yep.
But Brandon, let's give you some big boy numbers.
Okay. Hey, yeah, I'm excited.
All right. So.
All right, what are we looking at?
You've got till the end of 2021.
Yep.
Your RDL.
What do you think?
I think.
Should I say what I think I'm capable of and then what you think I'm capable of?
Yeah.
Okay.
By the end of the year. Where's your goals, and we'll see how it aligns with an outside perspective.
All right. I think I could do 3.5 plates.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right, I like that.
I was going to say 365.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll need probably a seriously large amount more meat on you.
Of mass on me, yeah. I will.
This is true. Really grab out that 4 plate.
Mm-hmm.
Unless something special kind of clicks with you along this journey.
3.5, but yeah, 4 plates too, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think you'll get 3.5. I don't know. It's really hard because I'm a hinge guy, which is why my RDL is so much stronger than like everything else that I do. Like what is your movement? Like what's your movement pattern? Do you think you have one?
Dude, no. I'm built like a daddy long leg. I have no movement pattern to take long strides. It's my movement. But like seriously, I think I've really come around to the row and the RDL more recently. And I think it's just like a proficiency thing. Like I'm just understanding more about it and kind of how to use my body.
Yeah.
To the best of my ability with that movement. And when it comes to squatting, I just feel like there's so much distance between my head and my feet that I have to gap to like get down that I feel like I'm gonna like fall. Like it's so far sometimes. So it's a movement that I definitely struggle with like a lot is my squatting. And then and my arms are also mad long. So like when I'm pressing, I also feel like I'm pressing like 2 planets away sometimes. But
that's valid. Yeah. I wonder how close is your grip when you're pressing?
Honestly, I've moved into dumbbells. So recently, like past 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
So it kind of just chooses where it is, but typically wider than narrower.
Okay. All right. So 3.5 plates for your RDL.
Yep. 3.5 plates RDL.
That'll come.
I think it's there.
You're gonna realize that 3 plates really isn't that far off right now. Mm-hmm. And then I think you'll recognize now that you're eating how much progress can actually be made in 12 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a ton of progress can be made in 12 months. Yeah. So 3.5 plates will probably be there. What's next?
Oh,
One
no, no, no,
movement,
no, no,
sorry.
no. Front squat.
Front squat. Ooh, this one is such a toss up in the air because there's a ton of movement efficiency to kind of pick up.
Yes, yeah. There's a lot of runway with this movement, but I
Right.
think it's a very slow like right now before it's like exponential.
Yeah,
Since the plate though, the plate I feel like that's like kind
it's
of
the start. It's the
yes, yeah,
start for
yeah.
sure. You'll get a bump.
Okay, so I'm thinking for my front, I think I could do 225 maybe, working set for 225.
Yeah, I was thinking there. I think you could probably do a little bit more. Um, especially if you're able to handle 3.5 plates in your hands. Um, I think a little bit over two should be doable just fine.
Word.
Um, what are you at right now?
Like 155.
Oh, yeah. So I was having this conversation with Calvin. I was like, because he and I are pretty close in a lot of our lifts,
Mm.
and so I sent him the goals that Nick sent me, and he's like, those are some big numbers, dude. I'm like, yeah, but really not that far off. Like, if you think about it, most of them are just like a plate away.
Yeah.
And so 90 pounds. 90 pounds over 12 months is 7.5 pounds a month, which isn't
You are
so
the
bad.
king of compounding interest. I think this is why you're so dirty at this game too, is because you're just so good at this.
It's like it if you break it up,
That is true though. Yeah.
it's a little over a pound a week,
Hmm.
which is so doable,
Yeah. That
right?
is so doable.
Yeah. So now that it's not a big scary number, you're like, yeah, I can add a plate on in a year.
Yeah.
See? There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like that.
No, but it actually is true. Like when you think about it, dude, that is awesome because like you change your perspective on the way like that you look at something. Like that is much more daunting. Like, okay, a plate in a year. But
Right.
pound every week is not as bad.
Right.
Not
It's
nearly.
because our concept of time is not
Yeah.
it's not as linear as time is,
Mm.
right? We're like, oh my God, a year is massive. But in relation to a week, or a month, there's only 12 months,
Yeah.
which it's not that bad.
I think we're also more geared towards the short term too.
Yeah, for sure.
We're very like short term thinkers. I think, and our brain also is very short term thinking as well. Like it's not very long term thinking.
Yeah, well, most people don't plan in years, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's even why New Year's resolutions fail, is because they say this year I want to do this, when really they should probably go into it with this month I
Yeah.
want to do this.
Mm.
And when we think in the shorter term, it makes it far more actionable for us.
Yeah.
And when something is actionable, we find it more doable, right? Which is why when you kind of break it down further to what it actually is, because it's not, you don't, if you're trying to add a plate on over the course of the year, you're not just going to do the same weight. And then at the very end of the year, you go, all right, I'm going to throw on a plate and I should be able to do it,
Yeah.
right? You're taking it in steps. And so that's why you want to look at your goals that way. So when you're thinking about lifting goals in specific, it's easier to think of it in, well, how much weight do I want to progress in a month or a week? Um, we just happen to be having this conversation with the concept of our off season in mind,
Yeah.
which is projected for roughly all of 2021,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? But if we just break it down further, it's 7.5 pounds a month.
Not
Not
bad at
so,
all.
not so bad. Not so
Not bad.
scary anymore. Just make it happen. Be like, oh shit, it's the end of the month, and then just take that leap and be like, oh, I gotta, I have to lift this so that I don't fall off track of my goals. You'll probably make it happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
Right. So, yeah.
All
I
right.
think
So
you'll be able.
225.
Yeah, or a little bit more. I
Maybe a
could
little bit more.
see, I could see
225.
245.
Okay.
Um, yeah, that's probably about where I'd put you.
I'll take it. Okay. Mac Daddy. Mac Daddy Row.
Ooh, what's your row up to right now? Your row's at 2 plates, right?
It is. It's at 2 plates. 2 plates for 4, 5.
That's also the thing. You're working in like a 4 to 6 rep range.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, that makes it even more different.
Yeah. Like it's not 225 for like 15.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because I work in a 6 to 8 rep range. So
Okay.
like my front squat, I technically shouldn't be doing 315 yet because it's just not in the rep range.
I
But
also
it's one
should
of
not be doing 225, I don't think.
but it's one of those
Just
things that like I'm gonna use it as a way to drive progress.
yeah.
Um, and it's not so far off that if I have a good session, I could probably accomplish it.
Mhm.
You know?
Dude, I think I rode it for like 6 to 7, maybe.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
think. I think. Don't quote me on that though. I don't know. That's a couple reps in the grand scheme of the thing.
It it's in there.
Yeah, yeah.
um, yeah, the row is the tricky one because I find rowing isn't as linear of a progression path.
Mm.
Um, for myself specifically, my 3 plate row and my 4 plate RDL happened in like the same week.
Mm.
So they kind of like
Went hand
my
in hand.
row and my RDL kind of work together.
Yeah.
Um,
I also am finding that too,
yeah.
as well.
Um, but I
Like
don't.
I did accidentally say 3 plates on my row, was it?
Yeah.
I meant to say 2.5.
Okay.
3 plates on my RDL though.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll have 3 plates on your RDL,
Yeah,
no problem.
yeah.
Um,
But I think
yeah. I
285
don't.
is feasible if I can pull 3.5. I think I could probably pull what is that? 285? Yeah. I think I could maybe pull 285.
So a little over 2.5 plates. 275 is 2.5.
I always do that too. I always do that. It's because I've been stuck from 135 to 185 for so long
Right.
that I just think the jump from an extra plate is just that.
I do it too. Once you, when you break into a new weight, all of your math schemes have to change.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of nice. No.
Feels good to be wrong.
It's never felt so good.
Um, yeah, I think 285 is doable.
275.
I'm gonna give you 285.
All right.
I give you 285. Um, as long as you keep eating, right? All of this is contingent that you fucking eat food. Like
Yeah,
you
that
got
ass.
it. You
I
got
think
it.
it's, dude, if I could hit literally like, yeah. All right. I'm just gonna, yeah. So there it is, ladies and gents.
You haven't said anything yet.
Ladies and gents, it's time to pile in the food.
It's time to eat. Just now.
Yeah.
Just now it's time to eat.
I actually do have to eat pretty soon. 9:03.
Didn't you just eat
Yeah, yeah.
an
Like
hour
an hour,
ago?
like 7:30 ish. Like six. No way, dude. Like 6:30 to 7:30, right?
What are you talking about?
We hopped on this call at like 7:30,
Yeah.
and I ate at like 6:30, right?
Let me look. At 6:52, you said, "Would you mind if I squeeze a meal in?"
Yeah, and that chicken and rice was cooking in the microwave like as I sent that.
So it was 7. Okay, so it's been 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
So, hey, it's almost time for some ice cream cakes, bro, and a protein shake.
Yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna eat for probably my last meal. But
You also have one.
yeah,
Cool.
even though I had sushi, but I still gotta finish out the meals,
Yeah.
So what have we done? We're doing
We
this
have
real slow.
incline
RDL front
and we have
squats.
overhead press
Oh
left.
God, they're so hard.
I know, dude. Dude, you have no idea how weak I am, bro. If you could feel how weak I am, you'd be like, "Am I even like a human?" Like, you
Incline
would
in the
think you were from like a
15s.
different planet with like zero gravity. All right.
Uh,
Okay. So,
so
incline.
what are you doing now?
My God, I actually haven't even touched incline. I'm doing incline dumbbells. Last set was 55 for 6.
That's pretty good.
That actually was kind of nice. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
my last session that I had was actually like one of the best sessions I've had on my upper days like that in a while. So
I have a hard time judging dumbbells because
same.
I
Yeah.
don't really use them.
Yeah. I was inclining like 115 for probably like 6 to 8.
Man, we gotta train together. I
Man,
almost, I almost guarantee we could throw your incline way up
there's
from
so
what it
much,
is.
dude, there's so much runway for progression on
Yeah,
on both of them in my
yeah.
opinion. Dude, my low incline press is like 155.
I'm telling you.
Like, come on. There's a lot of runway.
Yeah. I'm telling you, you just gotta come live here.
It does. I know. I literally know, dude. If we like had that training atmosphere, I without a doubt know that lifts would obviously go up.
Oh yeah, some crazy stuff would
Some crazy
happen
shit
this
would
year.
happen. Yeah, we'd
That'd
have
be so
sushi
fun.
every night there, dude.
Sushi every night.
Yeah, every night is sushi night.
I
Brady would get
do.
fat though.
I probably would.
Yeah,
Maybe.
for a while.
Maybe. I don't know with how
Yeah.
things are going.
Yeah, no, probably not though. You'd honestly just probably get more massive.
That'd be so awesome. Maybe
Yeah.
that's the key. Maybe I just gotta eat sushi all the time.
That's kind of what I'm hoping happens to me is I just like keep getting more massive. And like
Yeah.
I just don't get any more like fat on me. I don't care if I get fat on me though. I actually want that. I would love to have like a little bit of fat on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been I've held the same body comp for like the last like probably 20 pounds.
Mm.
Like I've looked like I have the same exact body fat for like the last 20 pounds,
But you're
which
like
is kind
20
of
pounds
cool.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is cool.
Feels good.
Yeah. That's gotta feel good,
I'm
dude.
starting to notice other things like
You're definitely one of the only dudes I've seen make as much progress as you did. As like in terms of physique and strength gains, bro, you've made mad strides.
yeah.
Mad strides.
Yeah, there's little bits of me that every once in a while I'm like, maybe I'll be good at this.
Yeah. I think there's
That
something going on here.
maybe there's something to this.
Yes.
You know? I don't know, we'll
Yep.
see.
Yeah.
If I can hit those freak numbers, then I'll be like, I could probably do this.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Bro.
But
Crazy.
we'll see.
We'll be on stage soon, Brady. It's
I
gonna be
know.
dope. We've got a good thing going for us, man.
I'm
Us and
really
the entire
excited
team.
for it. I'm so
Yeah.
excited for it. It's gonna be really cool.
Yeah. I think so too.
Um, but your incline for dumbbells, I think over
Mm,
the next year, you could probably see 70, 80s,
okay. Yeah, I
maybe
was gonna
80s.
say 70.
Yeah, I'll give you 80s.
Yeah.
There, I think there's something.
80, bro.
Yeah, I think there's something that like
It's more than
needs to
me,
be
bro.
unlocked, and it'll just kind of happen for you.
Yeah.
Start hanging.
Yeah. God damn. Yep. I feel like that's good though. I need to say goddamn.
Yeah, You gotta have
Yeah.
some shit that just like makes
Yeah.
you think, oh man.
Yeah. Damn.
Like gotta try and
Gotta start
fill
eating. Maybe
fill
I'll
in
eat
a,
an extra ice cream cake tonight.
maybe fill in some bigger shoes, dude.
Yeah, dude.
And then your overhead press. Are you doing those dumbbells too?
My overhead press is dumbbells.
Man, what the heck?
Yeah. So there's also my low incline has been dumbbells recently in the past like 3 weeks. And that's just because I was accumulating. I could feel the like fatigue hitting me. So I was like, okay. And also I started getting, I don't know if it's also bicepy, but it's like high and inside. It kind of
Yeah,
feels bicepy. A
yeah.
little bit of clicking towards the end range on my pressing movements. And so I was like, okay, let me like taper back for a second. So then I moved to dumbbells, which is why I'm on dumbbells right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what my issue was. I just
Word.
let it get bad before I did anything about it.
Yeah, mine's not too like it doesn't no pain, but I can it's just like I can feel it clicking.
Yeah. So definitely get
Start
those
hanging.
bar hangs in. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, man, those are gonna change your life.
I've been incorporating them and I can already see a difference. So
Yeah. So start going different hand positions
yeah.
so that you work through different um rotation through your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Game changer.
Mint. Mint.
Um but yeah, your overhead press, what's your overhead press right now?
That was
Man,
my overhead press.
was 55s.
The 55s, yeah. That was my
Oh
overhead press.
shit.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
Nice, dude.
Woo! Didn't expect that.
That's great.
I'm used to me like walking up to those and being like, ah, you little bitch.
Yeah. Dude,
Pretty much that with everything.
I I have one of my days where I overhead press with dumbbells. And in comparison to what I overhead press with a barbell, it's fucking pathetic.
Really?
Like it's pathetic.
Yeah.
Like I
Well, what's
overhead
the
press
difference?
I overhead press over 200 pounds now.
Yes. Yeah.
And I like have a tough time overhead pressing like anything over 70-pound dumbbells.
Hmm. Dude, it gets heavy, bro. I don't know.
I think
Dumbbells are
part of it
different.
is like the flick up. I don't have very
Okay.
well managed.
Yeah.
Um, the other part of it is I just can't figure out a path.
Yeah.
Every rep feels different to me,
Hmm.
and I have a really hard time bracing for some reason. Like it's just not the same.
Hmm.
Cause like
Cool. Interesting. Not
I
cool,
I
but interesting.
I set my bench angle up a little bit differently because I don't have to work a bar around my face, right?
Yeah.
It comes down next to me. And so I just can't. I have not found a good rhythm yet. Like I've done 80s before, but it didn't go very nicely.
Hmm.
I got like 6.
Word. Was this
And
before you figured out your grip cue too?
no, this is recently.
Okay. Huh.
Um yeah, it's just I don't
Word.
know. It's going to take some time to get it all figured out.
Yeah. Do you have
Um
someone press up for you? No.
no.
Sometimes that can fuck you up too. Like if you
Yeah.
don't have like a like you were saying, like if you don't get your flick right, and
Yeah.
especially like that first rep, if you can't like just have it up here and then find your path, like sometimes it's a little hard. Just from my pressing experience with
Yeah.
dumbbells.
No, I definitely agree with that. What I've just tried to take a cue that I watch Nick do when he does his is he flicks his up and then he does what he does in all of his presses, breathes into his stomach, and then in one swoop, just like pressure into the chest cavity, which pushes you up.
Hmm.
So I've been trying to do that, which has worked, but there's just so much to be figured out in that movement, which is why I put them in.
Yeah.
I wanted to gain that control, I suppose.
Hmm. That's also kind of why I've also kind of changed my programming a little bit. Like the meat and potatoes is still there, but
Right.
like the maybe like some of the unilateral exercises or like the intensifiers, like I've definitely swapped some things out.
Yeah. Yeah. Nick and I have a little bit of changing to do to my program. Um, we, we took a look through everything and we're like, we aren't really doing that much vertical pulling. Oh, like
Yeah, are
I,
you?
I know, almost none, almost none. I was like, oh, I
All
definitely
right.
oversighted that one.
I
I
did not take that into account.
and I think I probably just like pushed it away because I'm so bad at it.
Hmm. Yeah, with
Like,
the rack chins. I remember you telling me that you did
dude,
not like rack
I
chins.
don't like rack chins.
Don't like
I
pull-ups.
hate pull-ups, dude.
Yeah.
I can get like 8.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so I just hate vertical pulling, which means I need to do it.
Truth.
But I, I started talking with Nick about my physique, and we kind of started going through it. And I was like, I just I don't have a presence from the front. When if I go up into a front double, I just have no lat presence from the front, which is, I found weird because my back double and back lat spread is pretty decent.
Hmm.
And so we got thinking about it. I was like, well, what kind of grows that presence from the front? And it's just your underhand vertical pull.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's it's kind of
It's going
that'll
in.
it's going in.
Yep.
I'm gonna try and grow some front lats.
Good. Some little baby wings. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Good stuff.
hopefully I'll look more intense from the front
Nice.
because that's really all of this programming was based around not just getting, overall big, but trying to address weaknesses,
Hmm.
right, at the same time, which is why I do adductors every day,
Yep.
right? I said at the end of my prep, I was like, I can't have my legs look like that anymore. Like I have to do adductors. And
I have also started adding an adductor. I can already see a difference, honestly.
yeah,
Like I have
dude,
the
me
the
too.
adductors every day, yeah, and I can feel a difference too.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, my legs chafe. Yes. I've
That is
never
the
had my
worst
thighs
part.
touched together before.
Yeah, no. My adductors have grown a ton, which is really cool,
Hmm.
but also very inconvenient.
For your jeans, yeah.
Just like I think I actually have like scars on my inner thighs now
From them growing so much.
from either them growing or rubbing or just like
You have
yeah,
stretch marks? Is that what they are?
I think so.
Wow.
I'm like
You really did
Jesus.
grow some hammies, bro. I mean some quad. I mean some adductors. Whoa. I'm not even used to saying that there's tears on your adductors. That's I couldn't even find the word. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's been pretty insane. I've
yeah.
also progressed a ton on the adductor machine. Like
Yeah.
when I started, I was doing like half the stack,
Mhm.
and now I do the whole stack plus a 25. And like we're just cranking through it.
Yo, these weekly anabolics are really anabolic, aren't they?
They are anabolic as fuck.
Dude, they really are, bro. Damn.
Like this podcast is the pure driver behind my gains.
Since we started this podcast, I'm up on all my lifts.
Me too. I don't have a single lift that is the same or less than when we
I
started.
don't think I do either.
Yep.
Yo, this
Just
is
saying.
why this is
That's
why you keep tuning in
correlation.
for the weekly anabolic.
There's correlation, which
Yes.
is causation.
It is. It
Yes,
is.
it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's crazy.
But
Anyway,
yeah, adductors have been huge. I'm super stoked to shred down and see like the difference
yeah.
because that was one thing that I just hated with all of my posing is I just had no inner leg presence.
Hmm.
And what that's actually going to allow me to do is rotate a little bit more, which will give me more appearance of sweep on the outside.
Mm.
So
In what
it's going
shot
to be
particularly?
front double and front lat.
Cool.
Um, I'm hoping that all these RDLs are really gonna pop my legs and from the back.
Yeah.
RDLs and then adductors from the back is huge.
And the hammies also. Hammies, lying
Yeah.
ham curls have definitely been putting a number in on the hammies as well. I think my
Yeah.
hammies have been growing a decent amount. Like I actually am like I was horrified of my legs like a year ago, definitely. Like
Yeah.
horrified. Now I'm like, okay, they look like legs, you know.
They look like legs. Yeah. So we're hoping to come out with some crazy legs.
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, but ding.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't want to hear is like, your legs are shit.
Yep.
Um,
No one wants to hear that.
right. I'm fully expecting to hear your chest is shit. Your arms are shit. My arms are so bad.
Mine are too.
I recently decided to implement a slight strategy on my curls that I got from AJ Morris,
Mm-hmm.
and he got from Keefe. I think
What's
his
his
last
name?
name's West.
Dude, I've been looking at him recently.
Yeah, he
Did
has
you
great
see his?
arms.
Yeah.
But his deadlift, yeah,
Yeah, he also just put up a squat as well. The squat was just like that was pretty intense.
yeah, yeah. He's dope.
Yeah,
He's a
he is
big
dope.
dude. He looks phenomenal. His
Yeah,
stage shots are really good.
yeah.
But anyway, I got it from AJ, who got it from him, and I was like, I'm gonna do it and see what happens. And it's basically at the end of your, you know how strictly we do hammer curls,
Yeah.
right? So now at the end of my hammer curl, instead of just ending here, I just get a little bit of elbow push up
Yeah.
to finish shortening the bicep.
Yep. You like?
Um, I actually really like it.
Cool.
Yeah, and I don't know why it's so different, but I've always felt hammer curls like almost predominantly in my brachialis. And now when I do them, my biceps are actually sore.
Interesting.
Yeah, really weird, but I'm gonna take it to the grave.
Yes.
so, so we're gonna milk that for what it's worth. I've been doing a lot of dips recently, so hoping that can kind of promote some tricep growth,
Hmm.
and just like see if I can get some bigger arms because that is a huge weak point for me. Is my arms,
Word.
which they're just gonna be like, oh, push pull legs.
I've been. That's what you get with the
That's
push
what you
pull leg.
get. Push pull legs. I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, well, you can't row 4 plates.
Like, meet me on the platform.
Meet me on the platform. Don't bring your belt.
Yeah, right. Leave your belt at home.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Squatting shoes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
hopefully grow some damn arms.
I've been also adding some volume in on my arms as well, and they've been growing a little bit more too.
All right. Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I've just been consistently sticking to them and like just getting a little bit more volume on them, and that's really it. And
yeah.
they've been looking a little bit bigger, so I'm like okay with the volume that I've been feeding them.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do now though, because I don't want to just like pound them with too much volume. But
Not
I've
even at the
definitely
screen right now.
wait
Back
what?
up.
Oh sorry. Yeah, I don't really have a plan for them other than just consistently continue to hit them and
Yeah.
just wait for them to grow, I guess.
Yeah.
You
I don't know. We're gonna see what happens with them.
Yeah,
I have been taking them more seriously recently.
me too. Yeah.
Because there was a little bit of time where I wasn't taking my accessories serious enough.
Hmm.
So now I'm like actually trying to progressively overload them the same way I do like a main movement. You know, actively try and lift more weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I think will help.
Without a
I
doubt.
I would hope so.
It without that one.
But we'll see. We'll see when it comes time to shred down.
Exactly. See what you got in there.
Yeah. So, I don't know if did we finish all of your numbers, dude? We are all
We
over the
did,
place
dude. We
tonight.
made it.
I
We
love
made
it.
it. We made it.
I love it.
You know what? Actually, I don't. I mean, we did the overhead press, but we accidentally said that because we thought it was our regular press.
Yeah, you're inclined.
So an overhead press, we'll say conservatively, maybe like 70.
Yeah.
Take 70. And then you said that with like the low incline, you said 80.
What are you at right now?
Dude, weirdly enough, I think I'm at like 55 or 60 pounds.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, 80, I think.
All right. And boom, ladies and gentlemen.
I think they move pretty together.
I agree.
Yeah. So now you're going to crush it. You're going to crush every one of those goals and say, fuck you, Brady.
Give me more.
Give me more. Don't underestimate me.
If anything, it was just me underestimating me.
Yeah, that's all right.
So
come back with some hostility. Yeah.
Dude, dude, no pre-workout in like the past like month and a half now, maybe 2.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, I highly recommend Bloodshot.
Bloodshot? That's is that Snow 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Super good. I haven't had, speaking on like the stomach issues that we talked about probably last week, I've never had a stomach issue just taking the pump.
Cool.
Highly recommend. It doesn't keep you up all night.
Mm-hmm.
And as expected, stupid pump.
Word. No. I do like me some pumps.
I love pump products.
Yeah.
I used to love pre-workouts so much, but I really love pump products now. Now that there's like good ones.
Yeah. I really used to like my pre-workout was just literally like citrulline.
Right. Yeah, I used to love the stim stuff, but now I just really like being calm, but just being full of blood. That sounds really weird. But
I thought you were gonna say like another like lethal or like
no,
I don't know. You're like
blood.
Full of blood. Gotcha. Right.
While training, I have a blood bag attached to push more blood in.
Yeah, the Bane button, bro.
Yeah. Is that a thing?
Bane button?
No, like while training, trying to push more blood into yourself.
While training?
While training.
Via what? Via like an IV?
Yeah.
Bro. I don't know, man. I mean, actually, if you really do want to think about it technically, yeah, right? Like, well, maybe not during training, but I know that bicycle people, have you heard of that?
Yeah.
They like super dope their blood up.
Yeah.
And then they like switch it out. But that's not really like, I feel like you were thinking more along the lines of like pumping it up, right?
Yeah, just like trying to get more blood. Yeah. Such a meathead.
More blood.
I need more blood. Must have more pump.
More blood, yes. Yeah. Probably
man. Speaking on pre-workout ingredients and stuff, and pre-workouts in general, do you have any pre-gym rituals, like things that you do to get yourself ready to go to the gym?
Yeah, like if I have my pre-workout like stack or like my interest stack, I like to make sure that I have everything kind of like lined up for me. Like an hour outside of my workout, I kind of like to kind of mentally get my headspace and make sure I'm like hydrated or fed within like that next hour leading up to it.
Mm.
And then like within that hour, I'm kind of just like loosely preparing myself like, okay, like you're about to get intense. Like
It's
all
about
right.
go time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then like like 30 minutes leading up to it, I'll like make my pre-workout and my intra, maybe like 20 minutes. And then I'll take some of my intra. I'll take my pre-workout. I'll head to the gym. I'll sip on my intra as I head to the gym. And then once I get to the gym, I put my headphones on. I put my shoes on and I just start honestly like going through the prep work and breathing. And I just get like super in the zone. And that's
Mm.
kind of like all the that's kind of like all I really need to kind of like get myself in it. But dude, more recently though, like when I'm approaching my sets, I'm like thinking it like I'm like approaching it like I would approach like a game. You know what I mean? Like back in the day when you were on like football or soccer or whatever, it's like you prepare for like you're like getting ready to like step up to the line and you're about to
Oh
like
yeah,
perform, you know?
I know what
And
you're saying.
like you're like this is like your chance to like do really well. And like now's your time to shine. Don't mess
Right.
up. Like this is it. And so like I've really
Yeah.
been approaching all of my sets like that where it's like this is like your chance. Like everything's been leading up to this like one set to just do it
Yeah.
and do it well.
Preset ritual stuff is cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a very similar kind of pre-gym thing. Yeah, basically, of course, mine starts like half an hour out.
Hmm.
Um, and I go straight, mix my drinks. I like laying them all out and then scooping them one at a time.
Yeah. Like,
And
oh, did I
then,
scoop that one? I don't know. I can't
yeah,
remember.
like it. Fill them all up, and then I drink my pre completely before I go even leave my house. Um, and then I actually don't start drinking my intro until I get in the gym. But um, when I drive to the gym, I gotta have some banging music. I like jamming. Um,
That's so funny, dude. Sometimes like no music, literally just like I'm about to go to war.
I
Like,
I have I have some days where I'll drive home from the gym with no music.
yeah.
Like I need just like no sounds to calm myself back down from a session.
Hmm.
Um, but then there's other times that I'll come home from a session. I'm just like jamming along the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like music on my way to the gym. You know, Haley and I will chat on our way there. Then I get in the gym, raise my hand up, say hi to whoever the hell's in there.
Yeah, that's also a ritual for me as well.
And the very first and most important thing that always shows up as soon as I walk in the door is I have to go pee. Every time.
It's that pre-workout pee, dude.
It must be. Oh, probably the most important part to my pre-gym ritual is when, at least in the winter, is when I get to the gym, I probably sit in the van for 20 minutes with the heat just on full blast.
Really?
Yep, heat on full blast.
I would hate to be in that car.
I'm getting as warm as I possibly can before I walk in.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, interesting.
One reason is because the gym is cold.
Okay. Huh.
So once
So
I
you're
walk
just
in,
like pre-warming yourself.
I'm just like I'm kind of warming myself up. I'm thinking, I'm going through, all right, what am I doing today? What's my goals going in and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Um, and then we go in, I go pee, and then if the owner isn't there, I turn the heat up.
Oh. He's probably listening to this, he's being like, "You motherfucker."
No, I'm pretty sure he knows and he's okay with it as
Yeah,
long
yeah.
as we
I'm
turn
kidding.
it down when we leave, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I crank the heat up in there so you can actually get warm.
That's hilarious.
And
I'm just thinking this bill's gonna be like 2 times the amount it is.
Good stuff. It's so funny. But then I get my shoes on and I take a couple sips of my intro and start warming up, and from there it's go time. You know, there's a couple different moods that can be happening when I'm in the gym. Um, you know, there's two that I know I'm gonna have a really good day with. One is either I'm having a ton of fun in the gym, where, I've got some people there that I like chatting with, and we're all just kind of shooting the shit, and everything's kind of lighthearted. And so we just go in there and fucking move weight. Or I'm like stupid focused. I know no one in the gym, and I can just have my headphones in, and I'm literally just there to work. Um, those those two situations are when I know my lifts are going to go really well. I know a lift won't go very well when I walk in and I see who's in there and I'm instantly annoyed. That's the thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't even know him either.
But if you do,
But
me.
yeah, so there's a couple situations, or I go in there, I'm like, fuck, both racks are taken right now.
That would be
I'm
nice.
gonna do my warm-ups and hope that they're done by the time I get done. But that's kind of how my pre-gym stuff goes.
Word.
I don't overcomplicate it with meditation and hakas and
Me neither. Yeah, like I don't like stretch
keep it
out like
simple.
a specific like tendon or anything, or like
Probably the weirdest thing of all the things that I do pre-gym is just sit in the car.
that. That's yeah. That was like the only like weird thing, and that's not even weird.
Yeah,
Honestly, that's not even
you should
weird.
try it, man.
I might. I just don't like it when it gets too hot.
You should try it. Try being like almost sweating warm before you go into the gym.
So do you, when it's like searing hot out and like the
No,
car's been like melting for like an hour or two and then you like come back in it, do you like that?
no,
Dude,
I hate
super
that.
weird. I really like that. I like just like getting in the car and just being like,
Yeah, you do.
I don't know why.
That is super weird.
Yeah, all right. I was just checking.
That one's just you,
Yeah, I
man.
don't do that either. Right.
That's too funny. Yeah. No, when it's warm out, I walk right in
Okay.
because the only reason I stay in the car is because I need to be warm.
Mm.
I get cold really, really easily, and if my feet are cold, I will stay cold for hours. So I have to make sure that my feet get warm.
Mm. Interesting.
Yeah.
You gotta double your socks up.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. Dude,
Some winter socks.
in college, I had a sticker on the back of my car that I made. It just said cabin sock gang because I just wore cabin socks year round to keep my
Yeah.
feet warm.
Yeah.
I would wear them everywhere. Like I would wear my cabin socks and I'd go to the gym to train and I'd pull my socks up over my pants
I
so that I
remember
could be
that.
as warm as possible. Yeah, it is literally so I could be warm.
I can see that actually. Like I remember, I feel like I've seen you in that. It's fine.
Yeah. So there's a method to my madness. You know,
Everything has a reason, dude.
some things seem really silly, but what I've also found along with having my shirt tucked in, it keeps me warmer because
That
it
would
traps all my body heat,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it does.
So I'm just like, that's also why I wear a beanie on top of my hat.
It's not a fashion statement.
It's not. It's just to keep me warm. It keeps my pump.
Yeah.
I do everything I can to stay warm.
Yo, that's funny. You wouldn't think, dude. Honestly,
I know.
it's cool.
Weird shit. We all
It's
do
cool knowing
weird
that
shit.
there's like more to it.
Yeah, it's
That's
not just
funny.
because like I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
I do it strictly for performance.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, my shoes are like the only like performance thing I have. Other than that, I just
Like,
wear like baggy sweatshirts and
right.
sweatpants.
Yeah. Well, that's what I
Like
wear.
I do, none of my clients have like I don't think like my older demographic clients like know what I actually like look like. Like Keith and Kevin do just because they've seen like my website, but like I don't
Right.
think my other two clients know like whatsoever because Christopher is like, "Oh, you're so skinny." And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean I am." But I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
But I'm just like I wonder like if he like really thinks I look like high school, like never lifted skinny, or like I just don't know like what he thinks. So I
Right.
don't know. I just that's funny
That's why,
because you
dude.
see me in a shirt and I just look like a normal dude. Honestly,
Yeah.
I am a normal dude. Like who
That
the hell am I? But like you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
that's the worst part of having like shit arms.
Yeah,
Is
you
that
just turn into a
when I put on clothes, I just really look like a normal dude.
yep normal normal ass dude.
Yeah.
Dad. Yep.
It's but that's kind of what makes it fun when you can load up stupid weight on a bar and people
Mm-hmm.
see me and they're like,
Yep.
nah.
Now he's gearing up. He's
Yeah, that's
geared.
shit. Yeah. I
He's
did
definitely getting steroids.
I was accused of that in the gym once.
That's cool.
I did have a guy accuse me of being on the roids.
That is cool.
Yeah, that was a good day. I was like, nice. I'm
Word.
doing it.
I told you about that guy.
Which one?
That guy that offered me those steroids on Instagram and then just like ghosted.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of guys that do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. That was my first time ever. That was weird.
Right?
Yeah.
Those pages are so weird.
Yeah. It was like it wasn't I've actually seen other pages like that, but they're just like
Mhm.
straight up just like they just advertise only steroids. Like it's such a bait
Yeah.
trap. It's so funny. It's like but then this one was like an actual dude, it seemed like. That's why I was like, huh. I thought
Hmm.
he was just like cool at first and then well, I mean he may be cool. I don't know. He was just offering me steroids and I was like, no, thank you.
I'm okay. It's all
Yeah.
good, man.
Yeah, literally.
What are you eating?
Guess.
Xanax.
No, I'm kidding. It's Pez.
Oh.
Paper and paper Pez.
And paper. Huh. Yeah, I saw you popping those. I'm like, what? When you
You're like,
just
all right, that was
grabbed
the fifth
when you
one.
when you reached up and just like shook, I'm gonna guess you shook the Pez thing.
I
I
may have
because
shaken it.
I heard it. I heard them like shaking there. I'm like, what the hell is he grabbing? And then I saw you just pop this rectangle into your mouth. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, just an Advil. Oh,
It,
that's just two Advils. Oh, that's his fourth Advil.
why is this guy taking so much Xanax? Oh my god.
This was a Christmas present from this year.
Oh man.
Not last year.
Giant bag of Pez.
Yeah.
That's a throwback, dude.
Yeah. I love me some Pez, dude.
Yeah. Ooh. All right. Here was a question that got asked, which is super quick to answer.
Yeah.
But I know we could make it super long to answer if we wanted to.
Uh-huh.
Um, but we'll probably start with the short answer.
All right.
Is shoulder retraction essential for rowing and growing muscle? Yes.
Yes. Hey.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Brady, do you want to start?
Sure. Yeah, so protraction and retraction is essential in rowing if you're trying to grow muscle. Um, when you're rowing, I think a lot of people get the misconception that if you're rowing in terms of barbell rowing, you're just trying to hit your lats. You're kind of wasting a huge benefit to the movement. And you have to go through protraction and retraction to stretch and contract those back muscles, specifically the upper back muscles. And the stretch is where hypertrophy occurs. So yeah, you have to move your scapula if you want to grow and
Yeah.
row to grow.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
that's as simplified
I was just about to say that was pretty good. I don't think there's anything I could add. I can pretty much go at it and reiterate what you just said, probably.
So, take us down this path of if you aren't retracting and protracting, what are you actually doing?
All right, so first off, what is protraction and retraction?
Well, protraction is the easiest way to describe it if you don't know what it is letting your scapula fold forward around your spine.
Okay.
and retraction is the complete opposite of folding backwards around your spine.
All right.
That's how I try and describe it to people.
Mm-hmm.
That way they don't think to um, bend at the thoracic spine, right?
So
I
there's
try to
no
think of let your shoulders fold around the front and
yeah.
then fold back around the back. So you're basically working in an arc around your spine.
Mhm.
Um,
I like the word glide. I like that.
glide is
Gliding as
nice.
well. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
like what I use like for my clients.
yeah.
And then
Glide is
retraction
probably
I
better.
usually cue as like pinching a pencil together. And
Hmm.
then protracting is you're basically just letting your scaps glide forward as much as you possibly can without allowing your spine to flex, to go into any flexion.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right, cool. So that's protraction and retraction.
And then if you aren't doing those in a rowing movement, what are you doing?
You're
So
pretty
say
much
you keep neutral the entire time.
okay. And your arm path is where again?
We'll say a barbell row. So bent over row.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be the other thing is that it's going to be a little bit circumstantial as well. Like for vertical pulling movements, you're probably not going to worry too much about protraction and retraction as much as you are about elevation and depression.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? Yeah.
Yep.
And then when it comes to your horizontal pulling, you're going to care way more about protraction and retraction. Um, and basically, you have um, like glenohumeral rhythm, which is basically like when your upper arm moves, your scap is supposed to move with it to a degree. Um, and when it comes to so your scaps should move a little bit if your upper arm is moving. So just pinning down your scaps is not a good idea. They should articulate together. And like Brady was saying before, um, the rhomboids, your upper back and the mid upper back, they're going to be responsible for that retraction, as well as the traps, lower traps. Those are also going to be responsible for retraction. And if you're just leaving a muscle group like isometric, then you're probably not going to grow that muscle nearly as much. So it's always a good idea to train those muscles, make sure that they're um, expanding and contracting, um, and are under tension as well. I think that's definitely an important part. And also, if you're stretching out those muscles in the mid back, you'd be lengthening them essentially, and muscles are weakest in their fully lengthened positions. So ideally, you would be strengthening them in their weakest position, which would just make you that much stronger.
Yeah. But in a row, if you do decide to not move your scapula at all, you will work your rear delts.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll work your rear delts. Probably your biceps will start taking over as well.
Mm,
And that's it.
yeah.
So if you want to actually hit your back in a rowing movement, you gotta move your scaps.
Yep. Pretty
Uh-huh.
much.
Pretty much. Yes.
Pretty much.
That
Yep.
is it.
That is all.
Um, that is all. But yeah, so that was the extended answer to that question. Have you made any weird meals?
Have I made any weird meals
Any
lately, or just
just like think through your bodybuilding career to this point. What's like the wonkiest thing you think you've ever made to try and like fit a set of macros or because you thought it would be awesome and the macro profile would be perfect? Like,
it's you're bringing me to like I want to say like a shake that I tried to make at one point,
yeah?
like a power shake. Like
Oh.
I've added some pretty weird things into shakes. So like right off the top of my head, the cream of wheat in a shake is pretty gross.
Is it?
I don't like that. I do not like that.
I've done that before.
It
I
was
don't think it's
like
that bad.
you don't think it's, I think what it was I was using plain cream of wheat. Maybe that was it.
Oh, probably.
Maybe. That's probably
Probably.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Plain
plain
cream
cream
of
of
wheat
wheat.
is disgusting. Never
Yeah.
buy that.
Some plain cream of wheat, and I think it was like a vegan protein.
Oh my God.
Dude, it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Oh,
I was probably like spinach, egg, and maybe
dude,
like chia seed, like some disgusting grody combo, and protein, and like and I already said the vegan protein powder. Like it was not
that's
good.
nasty.
It was
Yeah.
not good, dude.
That's
So not good. I
that's
was
way
actually thinking
worse
in
than
my head,
mine.
I was like, yo, the protein shake that I made like back in the day would probably be a little bit better if I didn't add all that bullshit and I used the maple brown
Maple brown sugar.
sugar. Yeah. Yep.
That's right. That's the
That is
only
money.
way.
That is money.
Okay. Wow, I thought mine was definitely going to be way worse, but mine almost sounds like not so bad.
Enjoyable now.
I mean, it wasn't too bad, but it's pretty weird. In my diet, I took 8 ounces of ground chicken and mushed it flat into a circle like a pizza crust, and then baked it so that it would be, thin and kind of dried out, and then put some pizza sauce and some fat-free or like part skim cheese on it so that I could have pizza.
Yo.
It worked out great. It was like the whole pizza was like 60 grams of protein and like
Dude.
20 grams of carbs.
How big was the pizza?
It was like a personal size pizza. It
That's
was
actually awesome. Of like chicken, bro.
yeah.
Dude, chicken crusted pizza? What the heck?
It worked out
Dude,
decent.
that is so like bodybuilding.
Yeah.
like
I
yo, how can we get more protein in this pizza? Yo, we turn the crust into chicken.
into chicken. Yeah. That one, thinking back on it, that
Actually
was a
sounds
pretty,
kind of nice.
it wasn't bad, but it sounds pretty desperate.
It sounds like you really needed to spice things up.
Yeah, I definitely did.
It sounds like you were bored out of your mind.
I I made muffins once. Except literally all I did is I took protein powder and like I basically made protein sludge. So like super minimal amount of water so the protein was super thick and then just baked it.
What the hell?
It puffed up into a muffin, but it was probably the driest like block of sand I've ever eaten in my life.
Yeah.
But hey man,
Did you eat it? You ate it every last
yeah, I
bite?
made a bunch of them. Each muffin
You were
was
like,
like dude, the muffin was like a freaking meal replacement. It was literally like 50 grams of protein per muffin.
what the fuck?
So it worked.
It's crazy.
By the way, when they're warm, they aren't so bad because they're still soft.
Yeah.
When they cool down, not a good time.
Not good anymore.
Not great. I forgot I did that.
That's funny.
Oh man. That shit.
That's up there with like the protein ball that you made, in my opinion. Oh god, that's
Oh
funny.
my god.
Yeah. So in the comments, what was the weirdest thing that you've had to make on this journey of yours? Let
True.
us know. Let us know.
Yeah. Because I think we both just listed some weird things.
That was
But
yeah.
I'm sure there's been, people that have just really tried to like make it fit their macros and done some weird stuff.
I could only imagine, honestly.
Yeah. However, honestly, try the chicken pizza. It's
Chicken
not
pizza not
that
that bad.
bad.
That does not
Just
sound bad.
just seriously remember to bake the pizza, I mean the chicken crust first so that it can kind of dry out because chicken is pretty wet.
Mm.
And so if you then, you make the crust and then you put sauce on it, it'll just be super wet. And so if you want like an actual crispy crust, you kind of have to bake out the wetness first.
Yeah.
So yeah, if that sounds good to you and you kind of need like low carbs, give it a shot, I
Chicken pizza
guess.
might be in your
Let
might
us
be in your
know.
future.
Yeah, not so bad. Maybe I'll make those and then freeze them, and then I can start a whole business selling frozen chicken pizzas.
Well, and then we can also
Bodybuilding.
podcast and we'll have like a Food Network
Yes.
bodybuilding podcast going on here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Weekly anabolic meals.
Yes. Yo.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
Everybody gets a,
Nice.
a vial of test with each meal. I'm
Huge
kidding.
disclaimer, not true.
Not true. I'm kidding.
JK.
It's
Okay.
jokes.
And... but seriously.
No, if you're interested. But yeah, no, it's so funny what things happen when you start to get to like the desperate point of a diet.
Yeah.
Like I mean there was a point
Not
where I
that I would
was
ever really know.
there
But so I've
was a
heard.
point where I was literally like almost every meal I was just eating chicken. Like there were some days I had zero carbs, and so I was just eating chicken for my meals. And I don't think I've ever or I ever will douse hot sauce as much as I did then. Like
You're just like,
every dude, every single thing that I ate was just covered in hot sauce.
yeah.
Everything.
I am
Like
not a spicy dude.
gonna have to get on that. It's
I
important.
think if
What
there is like one difference between you and I, Brady, it might be that.
might be
We're
hot
very
sauce.
similar on a lot of other
We are.
stuff. Very true.
Yeah, it's just like it was the only way I was getting through just like eating chicken all the time.
Yeah. It was just
And
by singeing your tongue.
it's weird because it almost didn't have an effect on me. Like it wasn't hot anymore.
Your body
It was,
didn't care
it,
anymore.
yeah, it didn't care. It was just so dead inside.
The
And it was
calories.
just like, no, zero cows. That's why hot
Smart.
sauce is so good in the off season
No,
because
no, no,
it's
no, just the chicken. It was like, I don't even taste the.
I
I don't
don't
even
even know.
taste the
I
spice.
have no idea what hot sauce
All I can
is.
taste is calories.
It is very interesting seasoning.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just crazy things start to happen. You start doing really stupid shit.
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh man.
At least it didn't like go off track and fuck everything up. It stayed
Yeah. Oh no, I
stuck.
I think I think I might have gone too hard in the paint.
Yeah, you really did though. But that's good
And
though. I think
it
you're gonna have a
worked
good
out.
run.
It worked out. It showed me I could do it.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it told me I had the headspace for it. So
Yeah,
it
and you
worked.
showed up too, which was dope. It was really
Yeah,
dope.
that was cool.
It was
That
cool.
was
It
cool.
was a cool
I
journey.
I have a couple photos that I look back on. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. You're like, damn, that
Fuck.
was
Like
pretty
goddamn.
fun. Yeah.
Like there's a very which is really funny because I hate my front double. But I have one picture of a front double that I did that I just like I pulled my vacuum perfectly in it and it just like shrunk my waist in so small that from my shoulders to my hips I had this ridiculous taper.
Like a
Like
wasp.
yeah, it was like insane. I
Yeah.
was like, whoa. Looking back on it now, I'm like, oh my God, I
Yeah.
hit that shot perfectly.
Yeah.
Because
Have you been practicing your posing? Yeah.
Every once in a while, I try and pull a vacuum. Um,
You're on the toilet.
actually, really, really funny tip that I thought about the other day. I was like, honestly, if people wanted to practice their vacuums, just pull a vacuum every time you go take a piss, and try and hold it.
Ow.
Try and hold it the entire time you're taking a piss.
Like while you're peeing?
Yeah,
I've never tried that before.
yeah.
All right, so what's the premise behind this? Is this another like Nick Loff trick?
No, this is totally just.
This is a Brady
Nick
original.
doesn't even pull vacuums.
Yeah.
No, this was just something I was thinking about just literally the other day. I was like, man, I go to the bathroom so much, and it's just wasted time. I
He's
was like,
just trying to figure out how to never pee again.
and I'm like, well, what if, when diet season comes around, I start drinking even more water. Every time I go to pee, I pull a vacuum. Because you should be able to pull a vacuum and relax your Kegel at the same time.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Not
Those you should be able
but
yeah,
yes.
you should be able to work those independently. Um, and it's a pretty good amount of time where, if you hold it for that long, that's pretty good practice. It's like, depending on how long your pee is, it could 30 seconds.
Hold a
That's
Kegel
pretty.
while you pee?
No, 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 no. Hold a vacuum,
Oh, okay. Okay.
right? And that's just a way to practice vacuums. Is like every time you go pee, try and hold a vacuum the entire time you're going pee.
Oh.
Because you go, I mean, how many? Probably go to the bathroom 7, 8 times a day.
Okay. So yours is just to get the volume in.
Yeah, get the practice
Okay,
and
I see. Okay. I thought it
work
was
on
like
holding it.
yes, yeah. Like I thought it was like like peeing is prime time to vacuum
Oh no,
because like as
no,
the urine comes out, it allows more space for your diaphragm to expand into and contract against.
no.
That's what I was, and then but I understand that you pee a few times, like a couple times a day, so it's a good time to take
Right.
advantage of it. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha,
it's a good time to take advantage of it because you're not doing anything else.
gotcha.
You're also, you probably pee when you're fasted. You probably pee right after a meal. You're peeing during different stomach fullness levels. You're peeing when you're tired, right before you go into bed.
Mhm.
So you get to practice it through all levels of energy, exhaustion, food, no food, all that stuff. And so it'll start to become more, it'll feel more natural,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
You won't have to have a perfect condition for it to happen.
Hmm.
You can just pull it.
Fair enough.
Funny thing about a vacuum, when I was really young, um, I had a babysitter, and my babysitter had kids who were my age, and we played outside a ton, back when that was a thing. And I remember one time everybody essentially tried to pull a vacuum. We were all outside, and we could see who could suck their stomach in the farthest.
Hmm.
And so these boys were very lean. They were, that was just their genetics. They were very lean, and I, as a kid, was not very lean.
Hmm.
I wasn't fat at that point in my life yet, but I wasn't like shredded as a kid. I was
Yeah.
just like a normal kid, and I could pull a vacuum as a kid, like a stupid vacuum as a kid,
Yeah. Really.
and they couldn't. And their logic to me was that it was because I had more body fat than them, and I believed them. I was like, oh, it's just because I'm fat. I have more stomach,
Nope.
right?
That makes sense, right? Yeah, at the time, I guess. Dude,
Right? Because when
that's
you're,
just kid
again, I was
logic.
young.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so really, I've been pulling vacuums since I was like 8.
Yep. Damn. Ahead of the game, Brady.
Yeah, I was bred for
I
this.
was breeded.
Uh,
Yes. As Brady.
I'm braided for this.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Dude,
yeah,
I've been
you just gotta practice vacuums. That's
yeah,
really all there is to it.
yeah. Two morals of that story. Practice and don't believe everything you're told.
Yeah. To all you young 8-year-olds listening to this,
You're
probably
not
stop
fat.
listening to this.
Yeah. Oh,
this
good.
this podcast this podcast says explicit.
Yes. Truth. Yeah, you shouldn't be listening to this in the first place. Bad. Shame on you.
But yeah, so anyway, practice vacuums when you pee
Cool.
if you suck at vacuums. I don't even know how we got there. Dieting. We were talking about I had a photo that was just
yeah.
sick.
Yep.
And I think what really like why it looked so different is because in my vacuum, my stomach actually came in side of my hips.
Mm-hmm.
So my stomach came in, and then I had my legs pop off the side.
Yeah. Nice sweep.
Yeah, and it just like it created this like frame, the X frame, and it looked so cool. I was like, oh my God.
It was
It's like,
there.
oh, I see it.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Yep. Now that I'm like actually starting to like fill out a little bit now, I'm actually starting to pose outside of like my normal one. So I'm starting to do like vacuums and stuff. I've started like different angles and posing kind
Yeah.
of again. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm too big to pose right now.
I would, dude, don't stop, man. You should just keep going, honestly.
I
Like,
mean,
dude, that ass, because
I'll go back to posing every day when I start dieting again.
yeah,
Um,
I just do it so that I just enjoy posing. And two, I just don't like being creaky. Like I always, I think it's good to like floss it every once in a while.
yeah. I like posing, but I hate looking at myself, especially right now.
I could also see that. I know I'm
So,
also talking from the perspective of like not really having put on a little bit. So when I put
yeah.
on a little bit, then I can really talk about it. But yes.
um, yeah, I just, I don't really like looking at myself that much right now. Um, is what it is. So
Yeah.
I don't pose. Um, Two, when I was posing, I was in my own basement.
Hmm.
And so if I was gonna pose in the gym, I would literally be posing like in the middle of the gym. Unless I came and posed at home. But by that point I've like calmed down and all that stuff.
Yeah. All blood is now just back into your stomach for your meal.
Right. Back in my stomach. But no, I'll hit a front lat spread every once in a while. That's the one pose that I do. And it's really just so that I can like keep a running tab of how like my progress is going. That's not just like relaxed photos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know why I chose the front lat spread because it's like a terrible shot for me because I don't have front lats. But
Well, we
but
could all
really,
use a little bit of front lap.
but really, I more so chose that because it gives me the best view of my legs.
Okay.
And seeing my adductor growth, my calf growth, my quad growth. um I don't see hamstrings. Every once in a while I'll turn to the side and do a side shot.
Yeah.
But for the most part I just use a front lat spread to kind of keep tabs.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yep. Yeah, I really only hit like front lat, front double, just like mandatories. Side try, side chest, and then back double, back lat. That's pretty much it. And then if I try to do anything on the opposite side,
doesn't work.
doesn't work.
It doesn't
Work.
happen.
It's like I have like a totally different like software. Like I have like
Yeah.
Windows 95 on my opposite side. It's like it just never loads fully. It just powers
it just
off.
doesn't compute when you go to
Yeah.
like switch sides with anything.
No.
Like your body just doesn't know how to twist that way.
No. Yeah. Yeah, it's like you can't just like turn like 40 degrees to the side and like straighten out your arm. No,
Right.
it doesn't work like that. No,
What
sir.
is wrong with me?
Yeah. No, sir.
Yeah. Posing's fun though.
Yeah.
You should do posing if if you're not and you haven't. It's a good thing to learn. I did so much of it. Um,
Yeah.
I posed every day for like 20 weeks,
Hmm.
and that was enough.
Were you doing like rounds too?
Yeah,
That's a little bit different than just like loosely doing it after every workout.
yeah, no, and by the end, I had started creating like my actual like a routine
I know. Yeah, you were
on
talking to Pete
stage.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, that
I'm
was fun.
also like, yeah, that's what I've been doing too. Just kind of like find a little flow instead of
Yeah.
just like, just like getting into like different like poses and just
Yeah.
like, yeah, like making things a little bit more flowy. So it looks
Yeah,
nice.
getting a little bit of dance to it for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Get my ballet on,
Yeah. Oh, you know, I still, I still have two huge questions, and you haven't asked a single question
I
yet.
was gonna say, yeah, we've just been bouncing
We
between
have
your
been
questions
all
right
over
now.
the place, but we're 2 hours into this.
Yeah, facts.
Should we save these for another time, or should we keep going?
Um,
Do you have any short ones?
I only have the out of the three I have, we can't use one of them, and and one of them is really long.
Oh,
So we have
why
one short
can't
one, one long one,
why can't we use one of them?
because we kind of already talked about it, like favorite
Oh,
food. Actually, well, that
favorite
not we
food.
didn't do favorite food this week.
Oh,
That was a pow chow wow, but we did our pow and our wow.
okay. Favorite food this week. Actually, this is gonna sound really, really stupid. So yesterday, I I think I was watching a Bodybuilding Anabolics episode, and about halfway through the episode, there was nothing that sounded more appetizing to me than just a plate of plain white rice. And that was the most amazing meal. I cooked up all this rice and I just shoved a ton of it onto a plate and just put salt and pepper. And I just fucking chowed it down. It
Yeah.
was so good.
Whatever.
'Cause I think I hadn't had just like plain white rice in a while.
Oh,
I've been buying a lot of like the Uncle Ben's
okay.
rice packets because
Yeah.
I'm working so much right now.
Mm.
And so they're super quick to just like throw together. I've got an air fryer now, which I just throw my chicken in and it's done in like 13 minutes. And
Okay.
so I have like nice crispy chicken with, some Uncle Ben's and I can have a meal in 15 minutes and just chow it down.
Okay.
And so I've been
That's
doing
pretty.
that.
That's pretty good.
I've been doing that a lot. I was like, man, just like some fresh cooked white sticky rice with some salt and pepper. It was so good.
Right.
It sounds
That's out
so
there, but
dumb.
yeah,
It
I guess
sounds
can't
so
beat the
dumb
basics. Can't beat the
because
basics.
I've eaten all sorts of great foods this week. Like I had,
Sushi.
I I had sushi. I had cheesecake with strawberry jam on it. I had enchiladas this week. I had I had some
And out of
really
all that, Brady, you chose plain white ass rice.
dude, that was the most rewarding meal of all of those.
Wow.
Was plain rice. I ate it and I was just like I was in heaven. And
Interesting.
I guess that's the meathead in me.
Very interesting.
What was your favorite meal this week?
I had some sushi. That was bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sushi I just ate was also very good.
I also had a massive steak as well. Like a
Ooh.
massive steak. And then like fat cut potatoes. Like not like mashed, but like fat cut. You know what I mean? Like thick cut.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was really nice. Really
That
nice.
is good. When did you do that? Did you cook that or did you go out and get that?
I didn't. That was a home cooked. That was a home cooked meal. That was
Nice.
some good stuff right there.
That is good stuff.
Oh
Man, I gotta get a mom.
yeah. Yeah. Where's my mom to go?
Where- can I go buy a mom from here?
Is it Mom Mart?
Is- yeah. Ooh. Home cooked meal sounds nice.
Yeah.
Steak sounds nice.
That's gonna be something that I definitely miss for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get used to it
Yeah. Very.
after a
It's
little
bad.
while.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of start to forget in a way,
That's sad.
especially when you live the life that we live.
I know. I
You
know. It's
you,
so
you
easy to
start
get
to
absorbed.
forget,
Yeah.
right?
It's so
Like,
easy for me to get on like just one track and just ride it
yeah,
and
just
not look
fucking
back.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I almost can't even think of like the taste of any of my mom's meals that she would make.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Dude, it's your due.
I think so. I could really go for some lasagna. I can like almost vaguely remember lasagna.
Damn. She's like right
Almost
down the road, right? Kind of.
like 15 minutes, yeah.
Word. Yeah, I think that's like kind of how far I would be too, maybe. You know?
What are you talking about? You're
Honestly.
gonna be 4 hours. You're gonna be right here.
Or it'll be in Corning. Bye.
Or you'll be in court. One or the other.
Yeah.
Down the road or all the way.
Yeah. Or maybe Florida if we can all go.
If we can all get there.
Yep.
Yeah. We're in this household, we're projecting probably 2 years before we leave New York.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Our lease renews in October, and we don't think we'll be ready then.
Okay.
So then we'll have to wait out the whole next
2 years.
year.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. So
All right, word. Well, at least you got a plan.
yeah, and that's plenty of time to make a lot of money and save a
Mm-hmm.
lot of money and
Exactly. Get
be
comfy.
ready.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Walk down there with a millie.
Hey, dude,
I'm just kidding.
yo.
Not by then. Not by then.
Yeah.
Probably
5 years
not.
after that, though.
I don't know. I don't know though. Maybe, I got a mentor and all that stuff. I got a business mentor, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe
Maybe.
that'll kickstart some stuff. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna find out.
Yep.
Who
For
knows,
sure.
man? Life is so crazy.
Yeah. Ups and downs. It's all part of the
Yeah.
ride. But
All
you
right.
gotta make moves, people. Make moves.
Yeah, you gotta do stuff.
Do something. Do something. Yeah.
Learn a skill.
Bam. That's it.
Yeah. I think we should probably wrap it up here. We both gotta eat.
I think so too.
We barely answered any questions.
Yeah, we should
This
probably this was definitely just like a
this is so good though.
it's a
It
yeah,
was so good.
it was a bro out.
Yeah.
We had
I
a
think
bro
that I
down.
don't know. When I go back through here for the timestamps, I'll have to see what we actually talked about
It's
because I
gonna
don't
be like
remember.
mashed potatoes.
But yeah. So if you stuck around for this long, thank you all for listening. We greatly appreciate it. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. It's either there or there. I don't know which side. And help support us a little bit. We greatly appreciate that. But I think that's what I'll leave it on.
Please and thank you.
All right, everybody. We'll catch you next Tuesday.
Peace.